You know, I really wanted to make some tea to drink while filming this, but I forgot to set the kettle on, or put the kettle on to boil while I was doing my makeup, so we'll just drink water and be fine with it. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Annabeth, and I'm coming at you today with my first knitting update of December. So hopefully it'll be just a quick little video. I have quite a few acquisitions to go over. A new finished object, as you may have noticed, and a couple of whips, and that's all we got today. So let's go ahead and... Oh, actually, I do have an announcement. I'm going to do that at the very end, though, so stay tuned for that as well. If you watched my most recent video that wasn't a knitting update, my yarn inventory video, you probably know what the announcement is already, but I'll just save that for the end. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so first up is acquisitions. I have quite a few yarn acquisitions to get into, but then I also want to talk about one of my advents that I'm doing this year. If you follow me on Instagram and watch my stories, you probably already are up to date with that advent, but I received, or not received, I bought with my money, and then received it in the mail, the Toy Sheared Sheep advent calendar this year. So, I'm going to talk about that before talking about the yarn. So, this will be spoilers for days 1 through 8 of the Toy Sheared Sheep advent calendar. So day 1, we received this really cute mug. I'm just now realizing I left that in the other room. That was the mug I meant to make tea with. So I'll just put a picture of it up. I'm not going to go get it now. So day 1 was that cute little mug that says, yarn speaks to me, and it's just the perfect little, like, afternoon cup of tea size. So that's what I've been using it for, either afternoon or after dinner, a little cup of tea, a little sweet treat, something like that. Day 2 was cable locks. If you know Toy Sheared Sheep and their products, you know that the cable locks are one of their, probably one of their most popular products. They're these really nice little spring-loaded locks that you push the button down and slide it right onto your needles, and it holds your stitches in place. That way if you need the needle tips for another project or something like that, it helps keep your stitches safe. So that was day 2. Day 3, we're just going to try and do a quick little speed run of this, honestly. Day 3 was this cute little tin, and this was when we were really starting to see the theme of this year's advent. This is my first time getting the advent, so I didn't realize at first that it actually like had a theme, but this is where we started seeing the theme come out with this cute polar bear, like probably a mother or parent polar bear and child polar bear. And I love polar bears so much. I would never want to meet one because they're scary as hell, but I love polar bears. And that seems to be the theme that we've got going. So that was day 3, was the tin itself. Day 4, I was so freaking excited about because it was a new product. It was these tin dividers. So the ones that I still have in the package here, these are the ones meant for a small tin. I don't actually have a Toy Sheared Sheep small tin. I just have like the larger tins that we got in the mystery boxes this year. So the small ones are still in the package, but the large ones are in my tin here. So that was day 4. Day 5, another classic Toy Sheared Sheep product. It was the chain row counter, and it has this really nice icy blue charm on it. Day 5 was that. Day 6 was a pattern. Let's hope that it doesn't fall off my lap while I unfold this. Day 6 was a pattern for the Holly Beanie, which is a pattern by Sara. Gross. And it looks like a really cute, looks like it might have some cables in there, maybe some texture stitches. Really cute hat. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more, see if it's something I might want to like make and gift to somebody or something. So day 6 was that pattern. Day 7 was a larger item. keeping with the polar bear theme, day 7 was one of their Trinity bags. If you watch my Instagram stories, I called this a triangle bag at first. It's called a Trinity bag. And it's called that because it has a solid base, so like the side of the bag looks like a triangle, so that it can like actually sit on a surface and you can work out of it. I love these bags. They're like my go-to travel project bags right now, because I can set it on my lap in the car, in an airport, on a plane, and it's just nice, sturdy, stable. Everything fits in it. For a small project like a hat or a pair of socks or like a Sophie scarf or something like that. So that was day 7, and then today's today's opening was keeping with the kind of like snow ice theme. Were these, I think these are called their snag free stitch markers. So they have the kind of like melody clip design. So you can either clip them on as like a progress keeper or put them on your needles as like a regular stitch marker. And they have these cute snowflake charms. So there's 3 gold and 3 silver. And another thing I love about this is literally everything we've gotten so far, other than the mug, I guess, is just like you can just start packing it all up in your little bag from day 7 and go about your day. So yeah, that's my not yarn acquisition. Well, that's my knitting not yarn acquisition. I am actually wearing 2 acquisitions as well in the jewelry side of things. These are both pieces from my friend Haley over at Veiled Artificer. I bought these as part of her winter collection, and as I'm filming this on December 8th, I believe on December 9th, so tomorrow, this video won't be up by then, but tomorrow she is having a restock of her winter drops. So I'll add a note here or whatever for when I do actually post this video to let you know like what all might still be there. I love Haley, I love her stuff, so definitely go check it out if you're into like fun jewelry that's very versatile, but also like some of her pieces just kind of have a bit of an edge, and I love it. So this is, the earrings are Polaris, I believe, and they're actually a mixed metal earring. So the little star gem here is actually silver, and then the gold colored like strands that are coming down. And then the necklace has this cute little star. Am I wearing this backwards? I'm 100% wearing this backwards. That's where we're at today. Anyway, the necklace is called Nova, and it's this really cute, kind of simple, versatile, everyday necklace. I wasn't wearing it backwards. I feel like every video there's just something like this that just makes me distracted for a couple of minutes. Okay, so that should be right. Anyway, this is called Nova. It's super cute, and I am trying to get back into wearing kind of like simple basic necklaces again. I don't really remember why I stopped wearing necklaces, but it's something I've been wanting to get back into. So Haley's winter collection provided me the opportunity to get this really nice like everyday piece. There we go. It's not backwards now, 100% sure. That's where we're at. So those 2 things, the twice sheared sheep and my Veiled Artificer jewelry, those are my non-knitting acquisitions. Non-yarn acquisitions. Maybe I shouldn't have started filming this today, but we're here already, so we're just gonna keep going. Now we're gonna get into the actual yarn acquisitions. Alright, so I have kind of 3 yarn acquisitions to go through. First up is these. This is from Pasley Knits from her Harry Styles collection. So this is the color Gucci Ha 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 on Shiny Sock. And Shiny Sock is a 100% mulberry silk base. It is a fingering weight, 437 yards per 100 gram. And this is just so, it's so shiny. Like, it's reflecting so much of my light right now. Hi, Charlie. Bye, Charlie. And like, it practically glows, and I love it so much. So this is, obviously because it's silk, it's going to end up probably being a summer top of some sort. When I first bought this, I was thinking the Oolong tank by, I think it's Amy Shear makes. It's a really cute tank top that has a lacework kind of panel down the front that looks like leaves. So I was thinking about that for this, but yeah, I would take any suggestions, either a tank or a tee, because I do only have 2 skeins of this. Something that works really well with 100% silk. Let me know your suggestions. Oolong tank is still top of mind for this yarn for me though. So that's acquisition number 1. Number 2, let me gather all of these. Also from Pasley Knits. I just realized this is, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself again. So this year, instead of doing like a regular like monthly or bi-monthly, is that the term for every 2 months? Either way, instead of doing like a monthly club, Coley from Pasley Knits decided to do a quarterly mystery box. So I signed up for that, and I'm realizing now that this is the first mystery box that I've gotten since I've started filming knitting updates for YouTube, so that's kind of exciting. So this is the yarn, this is the Tonals yarn from Pasley Knits Fall Mystery Box. So that's these 4. This is Pumpkin Spice, Cranberry Harvest, Sugar Maple, and Old Growth. And in these mystery boxes, we also got an art print. You can kind of see where I've hung them up over my shoulder here. Springs was a bee. Summers. Springs was a bee. Summers was, I think a picture of, I want to say, the Greek coast somewhere. And then Falls was this really cute yellow flower of some sort. So we get little prints, we get yarn, and then we also get some tea. Got some pumpkin spice tea this time around, and a candle of a seasonal scent. So these 4 are all on her Bougie DK base. So that is 80% extra fine superwash merino wool, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon, and it's 246 yards per 100 grams. So for this, I'm thinking of some sort of either color blocked or striped sweater. There were some great suggestions made to me already when I asked on my Instagram stories, but right now front of mind project is just like a color blocked comfy cozy raglan, probably with these 4 colors. So that's the acquisition number 2. And acquisition number 3, oh, it's back there. Alright, it's fine. This is acquisition number 3. You may notice they have no labels, and that's because they were part of Explorer Knits and Fibers' most recent Leave No Trace collection. So, these are the ones I got. They're all on Denali sock, which I believe is an 80-20 superwash merino and nylon mix with 400 yards per 100 grams. So I love these colors so much. If you're unfamiliar with the Leave No Trace collections from Explorer Knits, what they do is they put together packs of either 4 or 5 skeins. Most of the time they're tonals that like didn't pass quality checks or whatever. And then when you order, you can kind of make a request. Most people just kind of give vibe requests. So mine that I gave was moody forest vibes. And then I also added a note that I was looking to fill out a color palette for the heirloom quilt cardigan. And this is what I got. And I really love these. So, I've already been playing around with some yarn that I already had in my stash for an heirloom quilt cardigan. Right now I'm thinking of pairing these three with some tweed sock that I already had in my stash and do kind of like a half tweed, half not tweed color palette for the cardigan. But I'm not planning on starting that for a while, so I still have lots of time to play around with color combinations. But yeah, acquisition number 3 of 3. So next we're going to move into, let's just talk about my finished object. That's what we'll do next. There we go. So let's get into that. Alright, so I am wearing my most recent finished object. This is the Sheep Camp sweater by Jennifer Berg. Let me just stand up really quick so you can get a better sense of the whole thing, how it fits, all that good stuff. There we go. Color work moment. Alright, so like I said, Sheep Camp sweater by Jennifer Berg. I was inspired to make this by my friends Rachel from Rachel is Knitting and Rachel from Anther Knits. Both of them made like same color family ones and I absolutely loved how that looked, so I'm like, great, I'm gonna make one myself. So Rachel is Knitting Rachel, aka Dr. Rachel, had a two-toned purple one. Anther Knits Rachel, aka almost Dr. Rachel, had a two-tone blue, or it might have been blue with like a very bluish silver as the contrast color. I'm not 100% sure now that I'm saying it. So I was like, alright, well, you know what, I'm gonna make a green one, and here we are. So the yarn that I used for this came from the Little Foxes Wicked collection. So it's the Little Foxes Arctic DK base, which is 231 yards per 100 grams. The main colorway, so the dark green, the main color, is No One Mourns the Wicked, and it's this really nice tonal, kind of semi-solid dark green. And then the contrasting color here is Swankified, so that's of course the color inspired by Fiero from Wicked. Some notes about this. I wasn't entirely sure about the sleeves at first. It's been a while since I've done a fitted sleeve on a sweater, but I decided, you know what, let me just let me see how it blocks out, because pre-blocking the sleeves ended like here on me, but I knew this was 100% superwash merino. I knew it would probably grow with some blocking, so I just decided to see where it ended up. And I'm really happy with the sleeve length now and the sleeve fit. They aren't as tight, like they're still a fitted sleeve, but it doesn't feel as constricting as they did before, which is really great because I did not want to have to reknit some sleeves this month. And then it's a circular knit yoke, obviously not a raglan, you don't see the sleeves here. This is the colorwork motif. Oh, and then the neckline is a little bit different too. So the neckline is a rolled neckline instead of a ribbed one. I don't think I've ever done a rolled neckline on a sweater, but I really like how it sits on me. I was thinking I might like go back and do either a ribbed or a folded neck, but I'm not feeling that anymore. I like how this ends up sitting on me. It is a little bit of a wider one than some of my other sweaters, but it's okay to have variety. That's what I kept telling myself. It's okay to have variety in your wardrobe, Annabeth. It's fine. So yeah, that's where we're at. I think the only real mod that I made was I decided to add a little bit of color work to the sleeves. So I did that just by taking these last 6 rows of the yoke color work and then basically reversing it. So it was the last 6-ish rows of color work from the chart, and I just kind of knit them in the reverse order. Yeah, I think that's all the notes that I have on that. I used, oh, I didn't write down what size I made. I think I either made a size 2 or a size 3. Editing Annabeth will put a note here about what size that I made. But it did take me just over 300 grams skeins. I ended up using 316 grams of main color and 81 grams of contrasting color. So yeah, that's my finished object. That's my my sheep camp, and I'm so happy with it. At first I wasn't sure if I would like the pine tree vibe that the color work was giving, given the green on green that I chose. I'm just embracing it now. Will this be my Christmas Eve church sweater? Probably. And I'm all for it. It's not like it's explicitly Christmas trees. I'm sure if I wear this outside of the Christmas season, it'll just look like a really cool holiday sweater, but I'm embracing the Christmas tree vibe. It's that time of year. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. So that was my only finished object since my last knitting update, so we're going to go ahead and move into whips. Alrighty, time for whips, also known as works in progress. First one, I don't think this has changed hardly at all since I last showed you. These are my heel flap and gusset vanilla socks that I've been working on as part of a, I knit 3 pairs of vanilla socks using different heels and then I compare them series-ish. Yeah, these just have not been worked on in a while. Reason being, I decided I wanted my sheep camp to be my Christmas sweater for this year, so I wanted to get that done nice and early. And then I was also gift knitting, so will I finish these by the end of the year? We'll see. It would be nice to add another completed pair to the list for this year, just because I was taking part in, Red Door Fiber Studio was doing a Beefy Socks make-along for the whole year. Not sure if we're still doing that entirely. A year-long make-along's a long thing to host and, stay on top of, so I totally understand if that's, fallen by the wayside. But if it hasn't... losing my mind again. If it hasn't, it would be nice to add another pair of completed socks to my list for the year. But if that doesn't happen, oh well, these socks are just for me. So I got the socks that I was actually giving to somebody done. So those are off my plate. Pretty sure my pumpkin socks. Yeah, I think I showed those to you last time. Yeah, that's it for those. Vanilla socks, haven't worked on them in a while. Probably won't work on them until I get all of my gift knitting done. Yeah, so let's move into the next whip. Next whip, if there's a lot of crinkling and it's annoying to you, I'm sorry, but there's just too many rats and I can't not keep them in a bag at this point. So I, so far, have 12 out of 20 completed rats. I have 4 brown rats, 4 gray rats, and 4 pink rats. I'm currently working on the yellow rats, and then I'll also have a group of 4 green rats. I'm using the pattern Rats! By, ooh, where's my notebook? By Sara Elizabeth Kellner. You can find it on Ravelry. This is also the Rats knitting pattern that Rachel from Rachel is Knitting uses. Yeah. I am making these for my coworkers. If you watched my last knitting update, you would know that already. Why am I making rats for my coworkers? Because I can. That's really what comes down to it, and I think it's funny. So, some of them have, like, asked me jokingly and also non-jokingly to make them something before, so now I can be like, there you go. You have something I made, and it is a tiny stuffed rat, and you better love it. So, there we go. I don't have a completed yellow rat yet, but I do have a body and 2 ears of 2 yellow rats done. I don't know why, but as I was getting done with as I was wrapping up the pink clan of rats, I was just like hitting a mental block whenever I knit the body and then the head and then the ears. Once I was done with knitting the head, I would just be like, ugh, I have to knit ears and attach them now, but for some reason, if I knit the body and the ears first and then knit the head and put everything together, like for some reason that works better for my brain. Like there's less of a mental block when it comes to finishing a rat when I do it that way. So, yeah, that's where we're at with the rats. Hopefully I'll be able to film another knitting update before I actually give these to my coworkers so you can see them all in their glory. But let me just, to give you a sense of exactly how many rats I have made so far, let me just do this. Oh gosh, am I going to be able to hold them all? Yeah, I can, it's fine. Here we go. I dropped one. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold all 20 of them like this by their tails, but here we go. Here's the 12 bouquet of a dozen rats right here. Yeah. There's not much to say about these other than I have 12 done and I need 20, and I should be able to get between today and tomorrow, I should be able to get the other yellow ones done, and then I'll have all of next week to make the green ones, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah. Alright, so we've gone through acquisitions, my one finished object, and current whips. So I believe that means it's announcement time. Okay, so if you watched my most recent video, not my most recent knitting update, the one about my yarn inventory, I did mention this at the very, very end. I have put out a testing call for my Moonrise socks. So the Moonrise socks are, of course, my little mothy babies right here. They are a colorwork sock that feature a garter stitch short row heel and a bit of color work around the toe as well. If you're interested in testing, the tester application is in the link of my Instagram bio. For some reason, now I love YouTube, but for some reason I cannot put clickable links in my description. So I'll put the link in there, but you'll probably have to copy and paste it, and if that doesn't work, you can find it in my Instagram bio as well. With this testing, I am hoping to contact testers the week of the 17th, December 17th. Typically my testing periods are 6 to 7 weeks. I've only ever designed socks, so that seems to be more than enough time for all of my testers to get one, if not both. Most of the time they get both socks done during the testing period and submit feedback. So that would put us at the end of January for the end of the testing period. And then I am hoping to put these out into the world, release them as my first pattern of 2024 in early February. So that's super exciting. Currently eyeballing maybe February 9th as a release date. If you've paid attention to my past pattern releases, you know that I kind of like to go with the theme of the pattern when it comes to release date. My first ever pattern, my New Beginning socks, I released on my half birthday. And then my pumpkin picking socks I released on September 1st, which is the first day of meteorological fall. So February 9th, I believe, is going to be the new moon of February for 2024. So that would go along with the theme. So we'll see. If you are interested in testing, you can head over to my Instagram or find the form in the description and yeah, fill it out. Let me know. Answer the questions. All that good stuff. I am still, as I'm filming this, I am still looking for testers for all 3 sizes. I like to have a few for each size. Yeah. So yeah, Moonrise socks coming at you soon, early 2024. It's so exciting. It'll be my 3rd sock pattern that's out in the world. Yeah, so that was the big announcements. Okay, yeah, that's all that I have for you guys today. A nice short and sweet little knitting update. I am hoping to come at you with at least one more knitting update before the end of the year. Maybe we'll do a little video about 2024 plans if I can wrap my head around that. It is a busy time of year. You may remember I work in retail, and it's a lot right now. Be nice to your retail workers, guys. It's not that hard. So yeah, I hope you are having a good start to your December. If you are celebrating Hanukkah, I hope you are having a wonderful celebration. I love seeing everybody's posts about like their menorah setup or the food that they're eating, not using, the food that they're eating. If you have like a Hanukkah 8 nights countdown thing, I love seeing those. So yeah, I just hope you're having a happy holiday. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. So I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. That way you can be all up to date with all my knitting endeavors. Yeah, that's all I got. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.